All right, so today's video is a little different than what I'm used to. Um, we're going to talk about a song that was done last week. It's been hitting on YouTube and Twitter. It's gone viral. It's probably got over 15 million views by now. You maybe heard of it, Anthony Oliver, and unknown singer. So I just wanted to I've seen other people get first reactions. I've listened to this song like 50 times now. Just love it. And so I want to talk more about why this song resonates so much with people. Okay. So so we're going to go through this song little bit by little bit, and we're going to talk about each part of the song as we go along.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away.
You hear that? So what he's done here is now if you've seen the video, you notice he's just basically a guy with a guitar and some dogs and a microphone, basically in the woods. And he's basically telling his situation to the person who's listening. Look, here's my situation. I work all day, right? I have to work overtime to make ends meet because it's bullshit pay, okay? And he talks about dragging himself home, right? He'll talk about to drown his troubles away. Now this guy, Anthony Oliver, has talked about he has suffered from drug abuse and alcoholism. So this is not some topic that he's not familiar with. This is very personal. So it's right now, this song is just talking about him. So it's kind of disarming, basically. You're just sort of thinking, okay, he's just talking about himself. It's not going to stay that way very long.
Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you.
Whoa. Catch that? So he says it's a damn shame. This is not how it's supposed to be. Okay? And he goes from for people like me and for people like you. Now all of a sudden, you're part of the song. He's pulled you in. That's what good songs do. They pull you in. They make you, connect you with the singer. And that's what he's done. Now this song is not just about him. It's about you and him together. Okay? Looking at the world. And and he's going to help put words to things that you probably feel as well.
Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is.
Catch that? You wish it was just a nightmare. It's just a nightmare. You wish you could just wake up and everything would be back to the way it was. But it isn't. And I love how he repeats that. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. It's sort of this, I can't do anything about it. It's kind of depressing, right? You just got to live with it, right? And what's happened today is our world has changed so fast. I mean, we went from 2 genders to 16 genders in a matter of just, a few years, right? And every day new words are added, and we're told other words you can't say anymore, and etc. It's a mess, right? He's saying it's a damn shame. But now he's got you into the song with him.
Living in the new world with an old soul.
Living in a new world with an old soul. The new reality, but that doesn't fit me. I'm like a square peg in a round hole. Okay, that's great poetry. I think a lot of people feel that way. stop it there. So this is the title of the song, Richmond, North of Richmond, right? And what's amazing with this is not only is it poetic because the words match very well and it sort of has a very rhythm, has a rhythm to it, but also is that he doesn't label anybody. He doesn't say the Democrats or the Republicans, right? He says right? But Richmond, north of Richmond. Now, it's also interesting that he doesn't say Washington, D.C., because that's a location on a map, okay? And it's not everybody that's in Washington, D.C. either. He points to the certain portion of people that are causing all the problem. And if you look at that area of Washington, D.C., about a 20-mile radius from Washington, D.C., that's some of the most expensive real estate in the world. It's right there. You know, poor people can't live there. And so he's laying at the feet of these rich men north of Richmond, and he's letting you figure it out for yourself. He's not hitting you over the head with this thing, which is great. I think that's what good singing does, is it lets you kind of figure out stuff for yourself.
Know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do.
Okay, they want to know what you think and know what you do. Okay, have you ever seen like politicians at a town hall or some stumping somewhere, and somebody wants to ask a question? They always go, "Sir, what do you do for a living?" Why does that matter to my question? Right? Why? If I'm a coal miner, my question is ridiculous or something, right? They don't know what you think, know what you do, right? But they're going to try to tell you that you don't know, even though you do know. They're going to gaslight you, make you think that you're stupid or you don't really know what's going on. Let me tell you what's really going on. And it's like, no, I know what's going on. And he's going to get into why he knows what's going on.
Your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end.
There it is. Those two realities. My spending power is crap. Okay? I mean, I went to this one burger place I used to go to, and hadn't been there for a couple of years, and I was so, I couldn't believe when they brought me my burger. It was like, it used to be like this big, now it's like this big. It's just, and I'm spending more for it, okay? The dollar ain't shit, right? Good wording, right? Those are my realities, okay? My spending ability is much less than it was a couple years ago. And, right, it's taxed to no end. So basically my paycheck is being sucked dry, right? And so you're getting squeezed. You're getting squeezed by inflation on the one end and taxes on the other. And that's my reality, and you can't take that away from me, right?
Cause the rich man, cause the rich man.
Now he's going to get into this part of the song now where he's going to list a bunch of problems. I call it carpet bombing, basically. It's just one after another, okay? Now I'm going to get into a lot of detail on some of them, and it's not right-only issues, it's left and right. He hits left and right equally. It's about down the middle as you can get, okay? Never mentions politics in terms of Democrats, Republicans, just, you know, these issues that both sides should be caring about, okay? And I don't think anybody can listen to this part of the song and feel like, oh, I have nothing, it's not on me. No, it's on you.
I wish politicians look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere.
Okay, wish you care about miners, like coal miners, okay? Left used to care about that, but they don't seem to care about that anymore. Now they've switched over to green energy and all that stuff. And they've forgotten the miners, right? So it kind of hits the left, but it also hits the right in that same tone, because they always just sort of left the coal miners. Well, they're just going to vote for the Democrats. We're not going to help them or anything like that. You know, so why shouldn't they? The Republicans should try to reach out to coal miners, and help them with their plights. But at the same time, then he switches over to minors, not those are like children, minors, on an island somewhere. He's talking about Epstein Island. Now, a lot of Republicans are care about that because there's a lot of Democrats that were going there. You know, there's Bill Clinton and Bill Gates and a lot of other people were there, and they would harp on that, and the Democrats are like, no, let's forget about that. So he's hitting both sides, right? Equally here.
Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beast milking welfare.
Boy, he hits the same topic. It has to do with food. It has to do with not, right, poor people and food. But yet two opposite problems. One is people with nothing to eat, okay, the homeless, okay, and then the left says we care about those, but they're not doing anything about it. And the right needs to address that issue. But the other side is the welfare state. People who are milking it, who are using it for things that they shouldn't be using it for. So the same issue, but two different extremes. And he's hitting both equally.
God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge round.
Wow. He paints a picture here. You can't, anybody listen to that, instantly sees a 5'3" person who's 300 pounds walking out of an AM/PM or something like that with a bag of fudge rounds, right? Paid for with their food stamps, right? He's saying that's not what it was meant for, right? You shouldn't be allowed to do that. We don't mind if you buy apples and oranges and fresh meat and things like that if you really need it. But this isn't what it's meant for. So maybe it's an issue, with this, maybe it's an issue he sees a lot of, and that's why he hits this a little harder in his area. I don't know. But perfect wording. But this final one that he's going to hit, really, you can tell, is something that hits home with him and he's emotionally connected to.
Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down.
Young men putting themselves 6 feet in the ground. Suicide. Young men are committing suicide at higher rates in our country than ever before. And why? This is the one issue he gets very emotional on, but he also doesn't just point to the problem. He actually goes a little bit further and points to the cause. All the other ones he doesn't really talk about the cause. This one he does, and he says, why? Because we are putting our young men down. You know, from kindergarten on up, they listen to a constant that you're masochistic, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, you're this, you're part of the patriarchy, you're an oppressor. You know, they don't feel they have any worth, right? And so we're not uplifting young men anymore, right? And so they're committing suicide. And I just love how he hits that guitar right when he talks about kicking them down. You can feel it, like somebody's really kicking you. And so it angers him. So now he's ended this part of the song, and now he's going to go back to the refrain. But I want you to listen really closely to his singing of the refrain. It sounds different than the first time. It's much more emotional. There's a lot more feeling. There's some anger in his voice. Okay, if you listen to the vocals. So listen.
Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men, not the rich men.
Did you hear that? Did you hear the extra, a little bit deeper, more emotion? Right? Because he's listed all these things and it's getting to him. Right? And it should you too. Right? So, I love this guy's voice. I could listen to him all day long. I mean, he's just got a perfect country voice. I hope country music comes around and comes back to this. They're really missing it. And now he's going to go in a little melody, but he's going to end the song. And I want you to listen to how he ends the song.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
There. He ends it how he starts it. Like two bookends. Closes the chapter. Right? But at the same time, he's almost sort of saying, what's going to change? I'm going to be doing this tomorrow. I'm going to be going back to that factory, working overtime hours again. Sort of the futility of it all. So, I think that's why this song resonates with a lot of people. There are a lot of people that feel exactly like that. You know, and maybe the forgotten man, you might say. And so, that was a phrase from the Great Depression, the forgotten man. And we're kind of entering that again. So, take a look at this song, this video. It's just wonderful, and let me know what you think. It's been fun doing this, and I really feel that there's a change coming in our country, and this might be the inflection point. So, anyway, enjoy. Love doing this. Thank you.